Bonjour, today let's have a look at the verb vouloir, which means to want in 5 different tenses in French. Okay guys, I have chosen for you vouloir today. Why? Because it's a highly irregular verb. It belongs to the third group verbs as well as être, to be, avoir, to have, faire, to do, aller, to go, and all these very complicated verbs. Now, vouloir is very similar to pouvoir, to be able to, okay? Because it is completely transformed when it is conjugated. So, let's have a look at vouloir in the present tense. Now, vouloir is to want, okay? We want to say in the present tense, I want or I am wanting, okay? Now, let's have a look at je. Je veux. I want. So can you see how very different it is from its infinitive form, vouloir? Je veux. I want. Tu veux. Il veut. He wants. Elle veut. She wants. Nous voulons. We want. Vous voulez. You want. Ils veulent. Elles veulent, and that means they want. So if you have a look at the whole of the present tense here, and you have a look at vouloir, the way it looks, you will notice that actually the spelling changes drastically, okay? And this is what I want you to do. I want, je veux, okay? I want you to learn this by heart because it will come handy, especially when you read it and you hear it. The more you hear it, you spot it, you'll be able to deliver and say it yourself, okay? So be very careful with the nous form because I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Okay, let's have a look at the passé composé form of vouloir. So it is basically we want to say I wanted or I have wanted. Okay, the passé composé is a funny past tense because it's conjugated with the auxiliary verb avoir, to have, or to be in the present tense. Okay, depends on the verb. Vouloir is conjugated with the verb avoir, which is to have. So we want to say I have wanted or I wanted. Both work in English, but only one way in France. In French, not in France necessarily, in French, I have wanted is what you want to try to translate. So, I have, j'ai. But you're going to say, but what is the wanted bit? How do you say that? Because it's a past participle, you've got to learn it by heart because we are dealing with a very irregular verb. Vouloir is voulu in its past participle, okay? Don't ask me why. Voulu. So, I, and then have, and then wanted. So, j'ai voulu. I have wanted. Tu as voulu. You have wanted. Il a voulu. He has wanted. Elle a voulu. She has wanted. On a voulu. One has wanted. Nous avons voulu. We have wanted. Vous avez voulu. You have wanted. Ils ont voulu. They have wanted. Elles ont voulu. They have wanted. Obviously, if you're not familiar with the subject pronoun, please don't watch this video now. Just have a look at my other videos on subject pronouns, okay? So, we've learned how to use the passé composé and the présent. Okay, let's have a look at the imperfect. Now, the imperfect is a past tense as well, okay? So, it's like saying I was wanting, okay? It's an action that took place in the past, carried on over a period of time, while the passé composé is an action that took place in the past and is done, gone over with. Again, if you're not familiar with these tenses, have a look at my videos on imperfect versus passé composé. The way you form the imperfect tense is quite simple. Do you remember when I said that you needed to have a look at the nous form of the present tense? Nous voulons, okay? That's quite simple. Take the voulons, okay, and drop ONS. And then you have the beginning of your imperfect tense. And all you have to do is add those imperfect endings. Ion, ié, Okay, so have a look at this. Je voulais. I was wanting. Tu voulais. Il voulait. Elle voulait. On voulait. Nous voulions. Okay. We were wanting or we used to want. Okay, this is the same. By the way, when you use the imperfect, you can translate by I used to do because it's a habit that you did in the past and carried on over a certain time. Vous vouliez, il voulait, elle voulait. Okay, so very useful to know the new form in the present tense if you want to conjugate the imperfect tense. Well done. Now let's have a look at the future tense. Now the future tense is a little bit tricky because you need to know what the stem of that verb is in order to create that future tense, okay? Now the stem for vouloir is voudre, V-O-U-D-R. And you're going to say, but how do you know the stem? Well, you don't. Okay, you just don't unless you learn those stems by heart. And I say those because I'm referring to very complicated third group verbs. It doesn't work the same in the first and second group verbs, but for the irregular verbs, you need to know the stem, okay? For vouloir, it is voudre, okay? So as soon as you start with voudre for a French ear, okay, we know that you're either going to talk in the future tense or the conditional. Of course, we don't think about it because it comes to us naturally, but definitely, if you do not give us the right tense, the right stem, we will not know when the action happens. We don't know what you're talking about when you are talking about. Okay? Future tense, voudre is the stem, and you add those special future tense ending. Et, a, on, et, on. So, je voudrais, I will want, because that's what we are trying to say. Tu voudras, you will want. Il voudra, he will want. Elle voudra, she will want. On voudra, one will want. Nous voudrons, we will want. Vous voudrez, you will want. Ils voudront, and elles voudront. Okay, and if you have a look, here's a little trick here at the ending of the future here, et, a, on, et, on. Well, it's just happened that if you have a look at the passé composé colon, you would see that the auxiliary to have is very similar to these endings. J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont. They're very similar. As a matter of fact, they're exactly the same. So you know how to conjugate to have in the present tense. You have then the endings of the future tense, and it works for all the verbs. Let's have a look at the conditional tense of vouloir. So we are going to learn how to say, I would want. I would want. Now, in order to create that, you have to have the special stem and the special endings. It doesn't work to know how to say would. It doesn't exist in French, okay? So the way we do that, the same stem as the future tense is used for the conditional. So, voudre, okay? And then you add those special endings. And they just happen to be the same as the imperfect. Have a look at the imperfect endings, right? Remember them and then add them to the stem of the future, voudre. So, je voudrais, I would want. But again, we use it as I would like. You will see that we use je voudrais a lot. I would like, je voudrais 2 bières, s'il vous plaît. I would like 2 beers, please. Okay, je voudrais, I would like, or I would want. Tu voudrais, you would want, or you would like. Il voudrait, elle voudrait, on voudrait. Nous voudrions, vous voudriez, il voudrait, elle voudrait. Okay? And here we've just conjugated the verb vouloir in the conditional tense. Now, please have a look at the whole chart. Compare the verb next to each other, the same verb with 5 different tenses. Try to see whether there is a pattern at all, okay? And I've just pointed out a few things that you can identify as being a pattern. Okay, that's it for me. There is a support guide available for this lesson at learnfrenchwithalexa.com. Leave a comment and like my page. Au revoir, à bientôt. Bisous, bisous.